Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour. Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
Wait, hold on, I'm not ready. Okay, I'm good.
That was such a waste of time. That was brilliant. That is exactly what we do. We waste time, specifically 1 hour of your time. Instead of a useful, productive hour, it will be replaced with 2 ignorant, uninformed, ill-advised, self-deprecating morons ranting about opinions that they have no right to have, which are probably wrong and absolutely do not matter. With that said, if for some god-awful reason you enjoy wasting more of your precious little time that you have on this earth, like that, search for Another Wasted Hour on all social media sites and share, follow, mention, like, and review us. Also, please subscribe to Another Wasted Hour on iTunes, Google Play Music, or Stitcher, and review us there too. Our goal is to convince you that where we hail from, just outside Washington, D.C., is not just a city of politics and scandals, but one brimming with art, music, and culture.
It's a lie.
Impossible as that may seem. So, listeners, now that you know why we're here, or why you're here, I'm Keith, and across from me is my co-host, Victor. Victor, why are you here this week?
You know how people like to see others fall down and get hurt? Like, that's funny to us?
Yeah.
Or, like, you watch, like, if you happen to be in the right place and you just witness, like, a train wreck. And you just watch the whole thing unfold. Or that's way worse. That's way worse. That's a slow death. But like natural disasters, car collisions, people getting hurt, that's just fascinating for us to watch.
Sure.
That is what this has become to me, except
this show.
It's like an out-of-body experience. I can watch me in the train wreck just plow through disastrously for an hour,
right?
And I get cathartic to witness the whole thing,
right? It's cathartic. At the end, you're like, "Oh, thank God, I didn't have to go through."
I just wish I could run up and kick myself in the nuts at the end, like, "Ah!" And then it'd be
exclamation
mark. Best show ever.
Yeah, I think we should do that every show. That would be a fantastic end. Just at the end.
To be honest, I don't actually know why I'm here. I was at home. I made the mistake of starting Breaking Bad again. And
really? From scratch?
From scratch,
like meth.
Like meth, and it is probably about as dangerous as meth.
Oh, absolutely.
So
and
I'm
addictive.
like, okay, I should leave in the next few minutes, but I could watch another episode in the next 11 minutes if I like fast forward through most of it, right?
Yeah,
that's how that works.
I'll skip over the ads,
right? He says as he stares at his watch. But
that are on Netflix.
I decided that I was actually going to show up today.
Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot to me because
it should, because Tuco was fucking going crazy, man. Tuco has lost his mind at this point.
He's always crazy.
Every time he bumps that meth, he just goes nuts.
It's like he's on meth. That entire show,
right? I gotta go, man. I gotta watch this whole thing. I'm out. Goodbye. Anyway,
yes.
So I showed up.
Thank you.
To watch the disaster that is this. Why are you here?
Well, you know what? I'm at a loss. I have to be honest.
You should start watching Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Brad.
Well, I'm basically watching Breaking Bad, which to me is just the Republicans trying to put together a healthcare bill.
Oh no. They're doing that again.
It's amazing. It's like Groundhog Day, right? Like they've
had
now
7 years. 7 years of bitching about the current thing, and they didn't come up with anything better.
It's the only it's like an underdog story starring people who are in charge of everything, which is amazing, right? Because like they've got the House, they've got the Senate, they've got the president. They should be able to just be like, we're going to make a law where we're just going to murder every puppy. And it's like, okay. And like they just push it through. And then like
Engineer Adam would love that one.
Yeah, squish. And then but then for 7 years they were like, we are going to repeal Obamacare. Appeal it every time we're repealing it. And they were doing it like while that was happening, they would try to do it and it would never pass, and they'd be like, well, that's not our fault. That we just, we can't do it because of these Democrats. Mm-hmm. So the Democrats monkeyed everything up and were like, here, have everything. And they were like, we're going to repeal. No, we're not. Okay, why? Why are we not doing that?
The Democrats, wait a minute.
Yeah. And then they were like, They failed, and they were like, it wasn't even important. It's not even, we didn't even care about it. It wasn't that big of a, we're going to do it again? We're going to do it again. We're doing it again, everybody. One more time.
Wait. Redo.
They literally like went into chambers and didn't let anybody else in and had like private conversations to figure out like, well, what do we want? What don't we want? And then they came out and they're like, we did it, everybody. We had to have a private, what? It's not passing? We're not passing. Never mind. False alarm.
Don't look at where I'm pointing is basically what they're doing.
Yeah. So I think they're supposed to have a vote here soon. We'll see if it goes through. And if it doesn't, that's going to be amazing.
And see how many people it screws over either way.
I mean, yeah, it's a point.
Make sure to get the oldest.
What the hell is that? What the hell is happening right now? I hear a voice in my headphones.
Keith.
What is what?
Reach out to your left.
What?
Down.
Yeah.
Down. Down.
Not too far down.
That's a shoe you're touching.
It's too early right now.
That shoe is on a person.
What?
That person is the reason we're here today.
Who is this person? Who let them into the studio?
I love this intro. This is what I'm talking about.
All right.
This is pure psychosis, is what this is.
Well, tell the people who is in studio then.
This is Engineer Adam.
That's not Engineer Adam.
Sorry. This is Keith Center.
That's me.
Fuck.
I'm not him.
This is Chris the maintenance man.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Union employee.
Ladies and gentlemen, in studio today, we have the very talented singer-songwriter, Chris Aaron. Say hi, Chris.
What's going on?
Put your microphone like in your face hole.
What's going on?
There.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sexy.
All right, now
That's super good. Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm a big fan, and this is gonna be great. Great intro. I was gonna say, you get all these brilliant Republican minds, and then you have a guy like Mitch McConnell, like Mr. Turtle Man, with the most incredible voice, with the slowest draw to announce it.
Everybody.
Like, here, get excited about this thing we've been working on.
Yeah.
And then you give it to the guy. It's like the most monotone.
Right there. Okay, everybody. Shh, it's super important. Super important. Here we go.
Here's the big announcement.
Hello, everyone.
For Red Eye, Clear Eyes is awesome. Bueller.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
That is brilliant. So, Chris, why are you here this week?
So I'm like I said, it's I'm a big fan. So I'm basically I have a new record out just a couple weeks in. Very excited about it, and so promoting my music. And
so it's just released?
Just 3 weeks ago.
Can I ask you the most important question? Because I know this is on the minds of everybody listening right now. We're going to be playing a track from that record, right, called Someday.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the first time that track has been played on a podcast?
Yes.
So this is a world premiere.
It is actually,
Yeah, we got a world premiere, people. We're making it. We've officially arrived.
Yeah, it is. And
what is the name of the album itself?
So the album is called A Generation.
Okay.
And I'm very excited. I'm very proud of this record. It's a full record. I mean, I feel like a lot of artists these days. I mean, a lot of people release EPs and a couple of songs, and I get it. I mean,
sure.
It's
a singles kind of world right now.
Totally. And it makes sense. It's expensive to do music, and it's a passion project for all of us. I mean, but I just, it was really, I think it was something I always wanted to do, to get like a body work together, and it's kind of like a theme kind of record.
Oh, okay. So there's something that ties it all together,
so,
which is nice, and not just a collection of like 10 songs. It actually all is meant to be together.
Yeah, even
That's great.
Even from like the artwork. So A Generation, and the idea is like each song, it's like it sort of sums up this idea of every generation has its struggles, its tragedies, its triumphs, that kind of thing. So like the song, that you guys are graciously playing later, is kind of like, one of those. It sort of sums up like kind of what we all go through. Yeah. Where we know that something, it's close, but it's probably not attainable. All these kinds of things. I mean, it's just
when you talk about a generation, are you talking about like the Generation X versus millennials, or are you talking about going through kind of decades of your life and a generation being like, going through your 20s or 30s or 40s? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's kind of my idea was like I think we're all fans of music. I know Keith is. I was a huge fan of Keith's old band as well. So, But I mean, just
They are old.
Any band I'm in is an old band now.
well, you know,
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that I can't hear Keith's band, but anyways, yeah, I mean,
We actually made albums, which
no,
yeah, there's technology.
That
You
is
can hear
true.
it whenever
That is
you
true. I
want.
can hear 'em.
It's remarkably similar to what you have done.
Yes.
That's true. No, yeah, I mean, I guess like my thing was to kind of keep it more so it's relatable to everybody. Because you know, if you look, I don't want to get too like deep, but you know, every generation.
Yeah.
Like the parallels are very similar.
Oh, absolutely.
There's different things that happen. Like, you know, the Vietnam War hit that era and all the turmoil and, you know, the 60s. And like that was a big part of American history. Then you get the 80s and then the 90s, which is, you know, I'm a 90s kid.
Yeah.
So it's like,
there's a lot of cyclical stuff that happens.
There's a synergy amongst, you know, all those things. And it's, you know, we all kind of want and need the same things, you know, but we also go through different things. So, you know, each song is sort of like it's sort of represents like kind of what we all go through. So it could be for any generation.
So
really.
what ties the generations together?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, so,
Very cool. So as we said, we're going to be playing the track Someday at the end of the show. If you fast forward to the 1 hour mark of this podcast, you can listen to that in entirety. We'll play a little sample of that a little later on. You also have a show coming up in Clarendon, Virginia at Oz Restaurant and Bar Thursday, July 13th.
Nice.
So we'll talk a little bit about that and figure out,
place.
you know, I've never heard of Oz Restaurant and Bar. So let's find out about that in our next break here.
Cool.
But in the meantime, we are going to go into a little zany bit that we have that we like to call the weather report.
Oh, yeah. Feel the thunder. Now reap the whirlwind.
Right.
So
Now feel the thunder again. Okay. Now reap some more whirlwind.
this is the
great.
weather report. You said you've heard the show before, so you know that we run some news past you, and you decide whether or not it actually should have been news. Somebody once put it, whether or not it's fake news.
That's true. Whether or not it's fake news.
Can I find these answers on weather.com or?
No.
It's weather, WH.
Yeah.
It's not misspelled, actually. It's whether or not it was on. Yeah, it was worth it.
We nailed it.
You can use whatever criteria you want. The more arbitrary, the better.
Yeah.
And Keith.
All right. So
open it up.
I think this is a great, you know, we've kind of gone into an era in the United States, a populist movement, a nationalist kind of movement.
America!
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Exactly.
So lick my butt and suck on my balls.
So someone may have outdone us, though. As much as we seem to be in the fervor of how great the United States of America is, the Philippines has made enthusiastic singing of the national anthem mandatory.
That's awesome.
The singing shall be mandatory and must be done with fervor, the bill states. The word mandatory is not in the existing legislation. But yeah, it says offenders will also be issued a warning before being publicly named and shamed in the national newspaper.
For not singing the national anthem
Like
enthusiastically
vigorously?
enough.
Yeah. Like you have. Oh, Philippines! I don't know what it is. I have no idea how it goes, but I assume it's like that.
Man, you know, it'd be great if our current president, he has a knack for social media, right?
Uh-huh.
What if and now what he says on Twitter is actually, you know, supposedly, you know, going to be law, or, you know.
You're talking about the Kofe bill.
Yes. So what if he tweeted from now on? What if he tweeted from now on? Every single person that sings the goddamn national anthem, they better put fervor into it, or else, you know, there's ramifications.
Right.
That would be amazing.
The problem is the United States national anthem is actually remarkably challenging to sing as compared to most other national anthems.
I sang it actually.
So
at a Nats game. Or I tried out for a Nats game. Excuse me. I didn't make it because I just gave up. I'm like, screw it.
This is too hard.
Ridiculous.
I can't do it.
I'm gonna go to a different country.
It's challenging. Like in other
really
countries,
is,
most of it's like maybe 5 notes maximum, and they're mostly marches and stuff. But ours is like you got some notes up here, you got some notes down there, you've got a key change, you've got all this nonsense.
That's why I'm jealous for guitar players that just put the wah-wah pedal on the ground and then, you know, they can hit those notes.
Yeah,
the American, you know, like,
yeah, exactly. We just
So that'd be terrible in this nation.
Yeah. We're thinking, I mean, what if they passed a bill here, right? Here's a thought. We're worried about the national debt. If we just put a little fine on it, right? Just $5 if you don't sing fervently. I've seen people try to sing the national anthem, and it's always like, what are the words again? Is there? I think there's rockets. Rockets, red glare. That's all we know. Like, and then
of the brave.
Or if you're in Baltimore,
I sang it.
Yeah.
Soul singers are absolutely the best.
Oh yeah,
because like they'll flip the notes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
You know, like there's bets in Vegas where it's like over under, and they always go over. Like on the like the time.
That's awesome.
Or if you're in Baltimore, be
I was about to say, yep, that's exactly right.
Okay, you still get a fine. That was just one letter out of the entire thing that you said.
Technically, it's a word.
Yeah, so it's like, but yeah, you could probably get a lot there. The Capitals fans would just do red.
So what do you think, Mr. Aaron? News, not news.
I mean, I would say no for that. Because, I mean, anybody that sings it, the pressure's on already. That's why I couldn't do it. I got too nervous.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't want to let down my country.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I got one for
You
you.
get dragged away by people in
and
red jackets.
fined $5.
Yeah.
So China Southern passenger throws coins into a plane engine for good luck.
That seems like bad luck.
An 80-year-old passenger made offerings to
I'm not an engineer, but I'm going to say there's going to be bad luck involved with that.
Depends on how much you throw in.
I would prefer a wishing well. But, a plane engine,
But turbine is not the thing I would throw a small shard of metal into for good luck.
They have pictures on here of like an entire crew of people opening up the turbine and pulling out. They've got a handful of change, and it's not American money, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's like they're like quarter/half dollar sized coins, and it's a handful.
Do you think she made a wish?
If it were quarters, there's like $3 there.
Wow.
She just chucked it in.
Do you think she made a wish when she did it? Because if that wish was like, I wish I didn't have to leave, she won. Like that happened.
I think she was like, well, now the plane will go down and crash. Maybe we'll test our luck to see if we survive.
No,
right.
Maybe that's what it is.
Right. Difficult mode.
Legendary. She threw them in as she prayed for safety. Needless to say, she wasn't on the flight.
Right.
9 coins threw in. One hit its intended target. The rest, she just didn't have a very strong arm, I guess. But 1 quarter in a jet engine.
They
that'll
Chinese older Chinese women known for being superstitious but not athletic. That's why she was not able to get all 9 coins in there.
Apparently it's a Buddhist belief.
I
You
would
throw
say-
money at things and it goes away.
I would
It's a
say
remarkably Western belief.
Yeah, it is. Are you homeless? There, go away.
5 hours later, the plane took off.
Jesus. She should have thrown them in there and prayed for blueprints. That's what she needed.
Right.
Get those back out.
And then she was dragged through the aisle on the United flight and thrown out.
Right. And then they killed a bunny.
I would say that's not news either.
That's not news. Come on.
Oh, we have a tough customer today.
Come on,
My
guys.
goodness.
I
All
need
right.
something harder than that.
We have to step it up. All right. This one I feel really good about. Contractors brought into the CIA headquarters steal snacks from the vending machine. There you go. News, obviously, right, everybody?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they found out that the vending machine used a Freedom Pay. It's like the thing you can use a proprietary card that you add funds to, so like you did in college,
like freedom dollars.
Yeah, exactly. And but they figured out you could use an empty card to swipe, but then unplug the Freedom Pay unit before you get it like registered, and you get the snacks for free. And they're pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 problems. 1, they stole $3,000 worth of snacks.
Holy shit!
That's amazing. They should hire them.
I know,
Right?
Second of, they didn't take into account the one thing that the CIA has a ton of:
Cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You did it in the CIA headquarters. Of course they're going to find you. Jesus Christ, that's what they do.
But they got away with $3,000 worth of snacks before they got caught.
Yeah.
You can't steal that all at once.
What do you, maybe not. I have no idea.
That's got to be several visits.
I don't know. I know that the guy over in Russia was able to take a lot of secrets all at once. So maybe they went to multiple machines.
How many animal crackers, like times $3,000, is that? Like out of a vending machine?
Well, let's see. Like,
You know what I mean?
like $1.50 for animal crackers?
Inflation,
right?
Keith. This isn't the 1960s.
No, I mean,
What
like,
is it,
how many per box?
$3? What?
It's probably like $3.
$3 for animal crackers? So that's
Thousand
that's
boxes.
Or how many Funyuns?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know what?
You know
Funyuns
how-
are like $1.75.
Do you realize if they just did $3,000 of Funyuns, how tore up their mouths would be?
Oh my God. $3,000 worth of
Yeah.
any one food will destroy you.
But especially Funyuns, which are basically like the Captain Crunch of chips.
I like Captain Crunch.
Yeah, but it tears your mouth up. You know that you
That's absolutely
you
true.
eat it, right? And then it looks like you've just been chewing on glass. Right? Like,
Oh, wow. It feels fantastic.
Well, I have an answer for this already.
yeah, is it news?
Absolutely news.
Yes!
Because
Nice.
it's, I know for sure that it's in our area.
Yeah.
Because,
Absolutely.
you know, I can't, it's top secret. I can't say why, but,
Right.
you know.
But the best
That was a joke, by the way. So, yeah, come on. I was waiting for that.
I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
The best
I'm picking
part
up what
is-
you're putting down.
I would read that for sure.
The best part is I got this particular news article on the Independent from UK. So
That's awesome.
they reported it.
Oh my God.
The UK was like, listen to this.
With like a full British accent, like an
Yeah.
amazing, like Hogwarts style.
Right.
You know what I
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Watch as he unplugs the machine.
mean? Yeah.
How
like
many
a Snape
snacks-
voice. You know what I mean? Like,
How many snacks could you eat in one sitting?
He's going for another box of animal cookies. Oh, I'm sorry, this is America. Animal crackers.
That's definitely
So
news.
I got one here. Angry seagull terrorizes Tesco, causing evacuation after perching atop a pet food aisle.
Oh,
They had to evacuate an entire like IKEA-sized store
yeah.
because there was a pissed off seagull trapped inside.
What did the store sell? Wait, which store was
It
this?
was grocery stores.
Well, there.
Tesco.
They sold birdhouses.
Right.
They did say it went to town on some cat food, knocked over a whole bunch of shit.
Well, if they had just all they had to do is sell seagulls and they would have been fine.
Right.
Like somebody comes in to inspect and they'd be like, "What the hell's that?" I'm like, "Oh, we sell seagulls now. That's a seagull. You just have to catch your own." It's
Well, think of it this way:
Wild
like it was
seagull.
it was like being aggressive towards people. So you walk in
well,
and it's
seagulls
like
are. They're
right, but it's
assholes.
trapped in a small area.
I've seen them poop, and man, they have amazing aim on the beach.
Pretty
You know what I mean?
devastating, right? They will will
yeah.
hit your hot dog.
Right, they're like a
Yeah,
B-2
man.
bomber, like just right
Yeah,
on.
man. It's like they'll see like the towels out on the beach. It's almost like it marks a spot. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But think of it
BM
like
bomber.
you're going to the grocery store and there's like a whole bunch of people avoiding this area because there's a seagull and it flies to the next area. I'm thinking of the manager's perspective, like, fuck, that thing's going to attack somebody and I'm going to get sued. I have to evacuate my whole store because of a goddamn bird.
But for the record, like you have to remember, at some point in time, we were like cavemen and we lived in the world and things attacked us and we hit them with clubs.
If this were Walmart,
And
you just
now-
pull out some of the
right.
some of the gear in the back.
Right,
Yeah,
and
I was
now
gonna
we
say, I mean, they probably have a contraption to kill seagulls at Walmart. you
Yeah.
know, for like $1.99.
Yeah.
Or something, you know.
right a seagull
price.
harvester.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
but here we've gotten to a point.
Yeah.
This is how soft we've gotten as a group, right?
Right.
Is that we go to our grocery store where we pick up the food that we don't have to pick for ourselves, and then they're like, "Oh my God, there's a bird! Run!"
So this is Walmart. Easy. You go in. There's seagulls attacking. You go. Where are the seagull
Shotguns.
thing?
The seagull shotguns.
They go. It's Walmart. They're next to Nickelback CDs. Aisle 2, and
Everything's by a Nickelback
Yeah.
CD.
Everything
There's
we
like a
didn't
huge
sell.
Nickelback like display, like cardboard of like Chad Kroger. you
Yeah.
know? And then all of a sudden like seagull slingshots are there.
Just
You
right
know what
next
I
to
mean?
them.
Like it's just perfect.
It's okay because it only hurts seagulls.
Yeah. Like it's somehow. Yeah.
I would punch a seagull. I would just go to that section, and if it came down at me, just wail at it because it would learn quick. Like, I'm not gonna bomb that guy. I'm good. I'm gonna stay up here.
Or it'll fly away up there and shit on you.
Yeah. What is it gonna do? Peck at me? I could literally kick it.
That's a lazy name too. Is seagull, right? I mean, it's the guy like the first guy that found a seagull.
Right.
Well, it's a gull, and here we are at the sea. I mean, come on.
Seagull.
Well, assuming that
Lazy shit right there.
that gull came first, right?
Oh, that's
Right. 'Cause if this guy was like,
Gull
look at
sea.
this beautiful bird, I will call it a seagull. And then the next guy was like, then that's a gull. Like, he was like, it's not near the sea. I just call it a gull. And he's like, fuck you. Make up a name.
And then they wrote like 3 Nickelback songs.
You know what's lazy is spider monkey.
Yeah.
Spider monkey is the let's take one animal, put it in front of the other, and it describes the animal.
Although it's a horrifying sounding thing. The question is a seagull in a grocery store news?
Well, we spent a lot of time, but it's got to be news. I mean,
It's got to be news.
come on.
All right. All right. We have one last one, it looks like. This one, I think we can do quite quickly. Quite simply, I'm just going to go right into it. Powdered drywall mistaken for cocaine lands innocent man behind bars for 90 days.
90 days?
Yeah.
I actually saw
'Cause they
this today on the news. Like,
Did
it was,
you?
yeah.
Yeah. So that basically an officer saw white powder on his seat and floorboard.
And they just
went,
like threw him into jail.
Yeah, it was like,
they didn't even
all
test
right.
it. or anything.
3 months?
Yeah, like for a long time. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's actually pretty horrifying to be
Was he
honest.
black?
I don't know. I don't think so.
With modern day police
It
forces
probably- yeah.
doing what they are?
Lucky he wasn't shot. That's what.
I don't think
probably.
it was Rick James.
No.
you know, but I think he,
Well, here's the thing I really like about this story, right? It's not even that bit. It's the fact that that the police officer he went to like some type of training, like an academy for like investigation, and in his head he was like, yeah,
He's
you'd
like, "I
probably
got
put
him."
cocaine on a floorboard. Like he was like, that's where people keep cocaine on
Right.
the seats and floorboards of their car. Like, yeah, let's get this guy in jail. I'm like, that guy's not a problem. He's not gonna be able to resell that. I mean, like, he's not using it.
and it was one of those like white vans that like actually has like drywall in the back. Yeah, he didn't even look or something.
Yeah, right.
It's got drywall in the back of the
Right.
work van.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And there's white powder and cocaine, jail for 90 days.
I mean that's horrible.
Your Honor, there was a large pile of cocaine right next to the
I'd
drywall
sentence
saw.
the cop to 90 days. Be like, you have to spend the 90 days in prison. That
Yeah.
you
I mean,
fucked
now,
this
like,
other guy over for.
anything that resembles white pie, like, bakers, coming home,
Yeah.
with I mean, you're screwed now.
Everyone's screwed. Now, so we know that
It sets a standard.
It's a travesty that sets a standard.
Yeah.
Is it news?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes!
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Keith.
All right,
you
so
take
we've made
this
it
one this
through.
week.
Who won that one?
That's you. You got this one.
Yeah.
Engineer Adam, were you keeping track?
He won 2-1.
Ah, fuck. All right, we're not going to ask you anymore. I don't like you.
Nobody likes you. All right, so once again, we have the very talented and lovely Chris Aaron here in
Just
studio.
enchanting.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
You're
I'm
just
blushing right now.
You are. That which just makes you even more attractive to me.
Sweating with blush.
Is that what
Oh,
that
baby.
is?
Oh,
That's
baby.
even possible.
I thought that was just nerves and trying to get away.
yeah. I mean, I already wasted 28 minutes.
That's
He did
true.
show up in a
But
van
not
full
an
of
hour
cupcakes.
though yet. I'm
Yeah.
waiting to waste my
You
hour.
And all
still
the
got time.
flowers still everywhere.
Yeah. So we talked about a show that you have coming up Thursday, July 13th at Oz Restaurant and Bar in Clarendon, Virginia. Tell us a little bit about that. What are you doing?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a great spot. It's actually I kind of spearheaded like doing acoustic stuff there. It's great venue. It's kind of a newer spot as far as like live music goes, like I said. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play my record, and they've kind of given me a lot of freedom, which is awesome.
Is it the
to kinda
great
play.
land of Oz? Is there a wizard?
No, there's not a wizard, but it's an Australian themed restaurant.
Oh,
bar.
okay. That makes sense. Aussie, Oz. Yeah, okay. I'm
Pretty
seeing the
cool.
thing.
They have like
Wait,
know.
Ozzy's Australian?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Prince of Darkness?
Yes. You didn't know that?
No.
Uh-huh.
You're a liar.
I know.
I
Prince
don't
of Dark-
believe you at
From
all.
down under. I mean, it's obvious. That's where Satan comes from. So
His accent is full Australian.
Yeah, you can't hear it?
Sharon,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more like, "Ah!"
Right. That's how all of Australia sounds.
I think so. All Australians, they mumble and take like excessive amounts of drugs, I guess.
Yeah,
Right? I mean,
absolutely. Until they turn into sharks. That's Australia.
That's how it works. That
Huh?
must be how it works.
Yeah,
right.
I learned that in college. So,
and kangaroos.
Bat eating
One or
sharks.
the other.
do they have bloomin' onions there?
No, well, I will say it's definitely, it's in Clarendon, so
Yeah.
the food is really good. I mean, it's just a great place. So
Clarendon's a great area in general. There's a lot of
man, Clarendon. It's huge. Every night there's stuff going on. So
For those that don't know, Clarendon's an area just outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia.
Arlington.
And great restaurants, a bunch of clubs that have live music. There's kind of a strip down the middle of it where you can just jump from bar to bar to bar and hear different bands and some really great food up and down Clarendon Boulevard and Wilson Boulevard.
Yeah, so Oz is cool because, like, usually a lot of places do cover stuff, right? I mean, I'm doing my record, original stuff, and then, some cover stuff. But so anyways, yeah, just, and I'm actually going to be playing there every other Thursday.
Oh,
so,
very cool.
So, yeah.
Well, speaking of original stuff, you brought us a song called Someday, which is from your new album.
Yes.
And we'd like to play a little sample of that.
Awesome.
If people want to hear the entire track, you can fast forward to the 1 hour mark of this podcast to hear it. But this is a sample of Chris Aaron's song, Someday.
Shot out into the world where all of our thoughts have now turned to yesterdays. Well, I swear on my grave that I won't ever forget all it came before. I hope and I dream that someday I'll see your face again. I refuse to walk away.
A lot of layers in there.
Yeah. It's like a singer-songwriter thing, but there's so much lushness that you have going on as well. You got other guitars and things happening, so it's not just guy with a guitar.
Yeah, I mean, so it's an acoustic record, right? It's like literally, so it's a full album, 11 songs, which like I said, I mean, it was probably a stupid idea because nobody does full records anymore. But
I think it's a lost art. Like that's how it used to be.
Yeah.
Albums used to kind of be tied together and have a theme or have a purpose.
Yeah.
You even had ones that were concepts, like Tommy and stuff like that. But even without that,
but it's harder to release a hit single on the radio.
It's harder to sell
when
them.
they all,
It makes sense. But so that's a good point about the sort of the layering. So it is an acoustic album. So I literally made it a point, like there's no drums, there's no, like it's not a rock record, but the song, I wanted to make them as big as possible.
Sure.
Like I have orchestras on songs, huge production. So it's actually the biggest acoustic record that, I could have
of all time.
Ever.
But it still sounds really intimate. Like there's
awesome,
there's really
Thank
kind
you.
of a like you're standing kind of next to the performance.
Yeah, like acoustic, I mean, obviously I'm a singer-songwriter, so I wanted to keep that I wanted to keep that as, that's me, that's the thing, but make it a little more, I love acoustic records, but it's like, you can only hear just acoustic and vocal for 8 songs, and then it's like, all right.
Right. Yeah, you're like, enough, you're very talented.
You have an ego, your songs are good, but, I want to hear like melodies and harmonies and, so...
So I assume that you'll be playing this song at your show on Thursday.
For sure, yeah. So it's actually this is my brand new single Sunday.
Okay.
So
and this is the world premiere of
you
that.
heard it yourself, ladies.
Absolutely.
He's single.
Yes, that's his single.
I'm not single, but the single is definitely out.
So Thursday, July 13th at Oz Restaurant and Bar in Clarendon, Virginia. Go check Chris Aaron out live. Again, if you want to hear the whole track, fast forward to the 1 hour mark of this particular podcast, or go to www.chrisaaronmusic.com. That's with 2 A's, Aaron, and check out some of his other music. In the meantime, we are going to launch into This Week in History.
So we scoured the history books, encyclopedias, also known as the internet, and we found a whole bunch of interesting things that happened on and around this date in time, throughout the decades, centuries, millennia. So we're going to hit you with a couple of them. And if you'll notice, Keith, it's a fairly even spread today.
That
the only
is true.
reason I didn't let you go first, the only reason it's not a perfect spread is because I didn't let you go first.
Yeah, that's no problem. So I will start with 1807.
Nope, I will start with 1807.
Yeah, but I believe I have 1807, which comes before that. So
nah, I don't think so.
In 1807,
I love that year.
It was a good year. Lots of things happened in 1807, specifically 2 things.
The Giants won the pennant that year.
Did they? No.
1807.
Not the baseball team, like the actual monster.
Like real Giants.
Yeah, gigantic people won the pennant.
Gigantic people.
This pennant is ours now. And the unicorns were like, fine, whatever, dude.
They're like, all right, well, in 1808,
Nope,
it's on.
we're not there
We're
yet.
taking it back.
We're not there yet.
Fine. All right, you go ahead.
In 1807, lightning strikes in Luxembourg.
What?
Upon a gunpowder factory.
Oh, no.
And it immediately exploded.
I originally started with no news, and then I'm like, that's kind of news.
Instantly killing 300 people.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
then,
Were they sitting on it?
But
What was happening?
It's a gunpowder factory. Three city blocks were leveled. I'm impressed that lightning found Luxembourg because that is the smallest place on Earth.
It probably has never hit there again.
But
it sounds like they're having a picnic on top of that mound of powder, though.
Right, all 300 picnic people.
There was an explosion of excitement that day.
Hey, everybody! It's gunpowder field day. Let's go.
But to put it in perspective, 73 people every year in the United States, about 73, sometimes 73 and a half,
from gunpowder picnics,
from getting hit by lightning. And of course, those 73 die one at a time.
Yeah.
So, like, if this is a statistical thing, you're looking at it quite the spike.
Yeah.
1, 300.
Yeah. The needle just goes to 11.
So 1807, half the population of Luxembourg was wiped out.
We assume.
By lightning.
What was that, Chris?
So 73 people died?
No. 73 people
Every
in the
year.
United States die every year.
So more
getting
people
struck by
die of lightning strikes
Yeah.
than Muslim extremist terrorists that are American citizens.
What? Really?
Isn't that crazy?
Well, that's
Pretty
crazy. What?
So let's ban them.
Wait, hold on. How
Let's
do we
ban lightning strikes?
How do we
Why don't
not?
we ban lightning strikes,
Yeah.
man? What is going on with our government?
I would argue that a
You know what I
lightning
mean?
strike is pretty extremist.
That's pretty
I'm
fake.
just saying.
That's fake news, though.
I hate you so much. Oh, wow.
all right,
Anyway, so
then-
what's your 1907?
Yeah. So
1807.
just for the record, like that's impressive. But in 1807, it was the first arrest of a U.S. vice president. That's right. Before that, we never arrested a vice president.
Have we arrested a vice president since?
Yeah, I believe so. I think we have. I know Spiro Agnew didn't have a good time. So former Vice President Aaron Burr was arrested 4 months earlier and indicted for treason against the U.S.
So it wasn't anything serious.
No, he had organized, this is the interesting part, he had organized an armed militia of 60 men. The other interesting part is that they don't know why. They just, nobody can determine why he was like, everybody get your guns. We're going to, I don't know what we're doing, but we're just going to.
Drop your pants. We're going to march up through the quad and into the gymnasium.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing.
And then
he
hit
was,
a KFC on the way.
Yeah.
he was acquitted. So he didn't actually go to jail.
Well, that's why they couldn't establish a motive.
Good old days when you could actually organize an armed militia against the U.S. and be like, let him go. That's
Yeah,
fine.
nice try.
No big
they
deal.
they give him like a pat on the
He's
back.
like, I'm sorry. Okay, you're fine then.
awesome.
All right. So in 1844, another more presidential news. 1844, first and only U.S. president to elope. Anyone want to guess that particular president?
1844.
He snuck off to marry Julia Gardner.
Bill Cosby.
No, the guy that nobody names when they list the list of presidents, John Tyler.
Oh man.
Admit it. You just now are like, that's a president.
That's a president.
Yeah, see? No,
Be like,
nobody remembers
is
Tyler.
that, is that an insurance company?
Right, exactly. I think it's a lock manufacturer, isn't it? I don't even know.
So he elopes.
A key
Yeah.
maker.
Why did he elope?
Because there was an armed militia coming of 60 people.
What is that? 30-something years late.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Early,
they weren't-
whatever.
They weren't fast.
They had to get started.
They were
way
carrying a
early.
lot of arms.
I love that word, elope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't sound romantic.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't at
that's
all.
very true.
It doesn't sound like
Do you want to elope? That's so
Like,
romantic.
I knew
That sounds
the
like a weird
second
way
I
to
met
run.
him, I would elope.
right. It
You know
sounds
what I
like
mean?
something
It's
you have to clean up after.
I think it sounds like a weird way to run.
Like, sorry, I got in late last night and eloped. I tried to get it up with some
I
paper
eloped
towels.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Or like, what's wrong with your leg? You're eloping today.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I did something to it last
One
night.
of those days I just eloped and then moved on.
So I got one. In 1921, four-time thief escapes the Bombs Law right before it's passed a couple years later.
Okay.
So for
Wait,
those
what
of
is
you,
the Bombs Law?
For
You made
those of you who are wondering,
Yeah,
the
none of us
Bombs
know.
Law is that if you are convicted of 5 felonies, it doesn't matter what the last felony is.
Okay.
Or if you served any sort of sentencing beforehand. On the 5th one, it's life in prison.
Oh, okay. So it's like 3 strikes, but 5 strikes. Because,
exactly.
so
5 strikes.
Back when baseball was longer. Like,
hey, a guy with 4 balls.
Like,
A guy with 4 balls can't possibly walk. But so this guy, Marsley, Bill Marsley stole a couple of chickens from a chicken house, and then some auto parts from an auto parts local store, and he was given a 3-year sentence in Sing Sing State Prison in Ossining, New York.
Sure, I believe you.
Shortly after his release, he was caught stealing a car. His 4th felony.
See, he should have done that for the second one because he would have gotten all the parts.
Right.
Like instead, he just went for parts.
Well, he got caught after stealing the parts. He could have gotten away with the chickens. I don't,
Yeah.
But
if he had a car.
Apparently, the chickens, the parts, the car, and then the afterwards, the trial.
Lighting.
In 1930, New York's Court of Appeals took up Marsley's case. A loophole allowed him to escape the harsh penalty for his 5th.
So we don't know what the 4th
felony.
one. We assume it's like lighting a gunpowder factory on fire.
No, it says the first after when he started stealing things, he was doing on a suspended license.
That was the 4th?
That was the first. That was the first. So on a loophole, he escaped the bombs law later because the appeals of the whole situation went over after that law.
In 1921, they had like suspended license.
Yeah, apparently.
Thank God he didn't have like stacks of drywall in the back seat.
Right.
Seriously. You'd have been fucked because on the 6th one, I believe they chop off your leg.
Yeah. Is that, and then you get all lopey.
Now you know, if you got 4 felonies, you better start being careful.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, 1977, you know the old adage, right? Where they say, we've learned from Luxembourg, lightning only strikes once, right?
Actually, technically, lightning strikes several hundred times in the same spot every second.
I love it. I love it. It's like you know Luxembourg, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
It hit Luxembourg once, and it's never hit Luxembourg again. Right?
Probably not.
Never. It's too small, and so that is not the case for Roy C. Sullivan, because in 1977 he was struck by lightning for the 7th time.
Wow.
Tell him to start buying lottery tickets.
That is the current world record. I can only assume that he's like a lightning rod installer or like a storm golfer. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
He only installs lightning rods in the storm.
Right. I'm a thundercloud fisher. Like, I don't know what he's doing, but it's something not a good combination for him.
Wow.
He's like,
he's a lightning rod salesman at Walmart.
Right.
Have you ever seen a person scar after they get hit by lightning?
Oh,
it's fucking cool, man. It's like this.
It fans out.
Yeah, this cool like coral spiderweb looking shit. He's got 7 of those.
Yeah, everywhere like that. So yeah, don't stand too close to Roy C. Sullivan because it's not a good idea.
Also, he's probably 6 feet under at this point.
Well, that's a really.
We need to ban lightning. I mean, what is our government doing?
Clearly
I mean,
dangerous.
seriously. I mean, it's killing people. It kills 71 people a year.
Do you know how much?
And we're sitting here. Who do we vote for? Who do we elect?
We need to.
They're not doing what. I'm sick of this. Man.
Imagine how much we would save on Medicare.
Get out and vote.
If we got rid of electricity.
This is absolutely bullshit.
And not just
71 people.
We've known about
die.
this threat at least since 1807.
I
mean,
knew,
it's just unbelievable.
I knew a kid who he put a knife in a socket and it shocked him. And he got pretty hurt by it.
And we still have sockets.
And that's basically lightning in your wall.
No, we still have kids.
Yeah, we still have children. And children die all the time.
And they're the most dangerous fuckers
and they
ever.
Smell. Like, we just need to get rid of the smell.
Statistically, 100% of all serial killers are once upon a time children.
That is true.
I'm outraged. I mean, what is our political makeup? It's just they're just sitting on their hands.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders wouldn't allow lightning.
Or children.
Yeah.
Or children.
Right. He would have fed children to the lightning.
It would be amazing in his like low groggly voice. Be like, lightning is. It's outrageous.
It's outrageous.
We got to put an end to this.
You got to get the Jewish accent.
Yeah, I can't do it,
It's
man.
killing. I can't do it either.
In
Larry
Nazi Germany,
David.
they had lightning.
Larry David is the man with that.
Yeah. Well, so in 1989, my favorite of the Batman films were released. It's not really that important, but I decided to put it in there.
I love that movie.
It's so bad.
Underrated.
That's the one with the Penguin and Christopher Walken
And the Batnips.
and yes, the Batnips.
89 was the
Wait,
Joker.
no, the
89
Batnips.
was the Joker, Batman.
Was it? Then I got the wrong.
91 or
Tim
92
Burton's.
was the
you're
Damn it!
Penguin
You want
one.
Batman and Robin or Batman Begins? Right?
I was
Or
thinking
no,
Batman Begins with Keaton.
Yeah.
Because with the penguins that they strap
Danny
bottle
DeVito.
rockets
That
to
was
their
Danny
to their
DeVito.
back.
Danny DeVito.
That was the
Oh, that's
second-
that's a different
That was
one.
the second
Fuck!
Batman.
All right.
I know my movies, man.
Yeah.
Come on. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
well, you're not going to win this one. All right, you know
I'm
what?
just kidding.
I'll save your ass. That's no problem. I got
Come
you.
on, bottle rockets. That was a serious terrorist
That was a
attack.
great movie, man.
That was a
and
terrible movie.
Prince, I think. Didn't he write all that?
Yeah!
Or was
Yeah.
it might have been the first one.
All right. This is a great one. 1993. You might know this. You said you like things from this area. Wife cuts off the penis of John Wayne Bobbitt and discards it along the roadside. It was later retrieved and attached. I assume retrieved by a retriever.
Actually,
One matter or not.
I was told
Go get it.
many, many years ago
Go get that dog.
by none other than our engineer Adam
Go get that
here
dog.
that I believe it was his uncle on the police force was one of the ones sent out to go find it.
Oh my God.
No way.
And
man.
they're walking around
That's
through a field,
amazing. He's
staring up
shaking
into
his
the
head,
sky,
yes, by the way.
going, "No,
For
I
all
don't
the
see
listeners
it."
out there.
No dongs out here. You're
Imagine
looking
the
up.
description. Like, okay, so describe it. Like, what are we looking for?
Right.
Well,
It's really
was it
unfortunate.
erect or was it like docile?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Docile. That's not the word.
Well,
Docile
yeah, I guess
penis.
that's it.
Is it a domesticated
Is it-
penis? Does it do
It's
tricks?
not on a leash.
docile. Yeah,
at
docile
large.
will work. I mean, you know.
Technically, if your snake's not on a
Is it
leash,
wild?
it's at large.
Is it wild? Is it just roaming free, walking around
yeah.
like the woods in Reston? Or whatever?
Is it a feral penis? Do you have is it a dorsal?
man.
Do you guys hear growling? It must be nearby.
You go get
remember
that
that.
penis. Get that penis. You go get that. Like it comes up to you and it's like, and you throw a stick. It's like, and you're like,
God.
look, oh my God, the penis
Got to
fetches.
distract it.
How do
Throw the net
dogs-
on it.
How do the dogs know the trail of the scent? They like give them like an old pair of boxer briefs or something. Like how would they track it down?
Have you?
I believe
literally
they found it via infrared from a helicopter.
super easy.
It was just sitting there all docile.
It was so
docile?
easy. No, it's
That's the best word of the night, there, man.
It's so
I
easy.
mean-
Literally every dog I've ever met has tried to put its nose in my crotch. So it just was like,
That's true.
oh, I know this.
This reminds me of that one time we helped find
Right.
that guy's dick.
Right. And then you just run around listening for the growls
Man,
of the dick.
I vividly remember that. I think I was like 11 years old.
Yeah.
For some reason, like that was like one of the biggest stories of the year. You know what I mean? And it was like a rusty knife, wasn't it, or like a dull blade or something?
I don't know. It's
know.
probably a spoon. For all we know.
STP wrote a great song about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
But that's those are not the words I would put together. But
that's,
great song about penis.
Wait, which one? What's
half the man I used to be. No,
I
actually,
see what you've done.
that was actually
there.
written in 1991. So,
It's a pretty good connection.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Do we have any others? That's it, right? That's all I got. That's,
Yep, that'll do it.
Engineer Adam has told us that we're not allowed to do any more history, that we've ruined history already, and we're over time. So that means, Chris, that you have to pick from this list of historic items and let us know what the most historically important thing, in your humble opinion, using whatever criteria you feel like, perhaps docileness, is most important
yeah, I
historically.
mean, since I butchered that word, I might have to pick that category. But you know, I'm a history fanatic.
Okay.
So,
Lightning,
man,
lightning.
these are horrible choices, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say
They're all supposed to be stupid.
It won't be held against you. It'll be fine.
I mean, obviously Batman.
Batman.
because I mean,
Just the second Batman movie? That's what you chose?
because I corrected your host on the actual. So
I got the wrong movie.
So what you're saying is what's really historically important
is that I won this challenge.
that Victor doesn't know when the second
that Victor
Batman
loses.
movie came out.
I mean, he doesn't know Tim Burton Batman movies. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Those are the good ones. All right, that's fine. Tim Burton and his depictions of Batman are the most important historically important thing that happened this week in history.
In history.
Yes.
Screw vice president scandals and actual things that affect people.
No, Batman. Batman way more important.
But we will be sending a letter to Congress about children and lightning.
Yes. Lightning children.
As long as they're docile.
So
domesticated children.
now I've known you for a while. I'd finally be able to get you on the show, which is great.
Yeah, thank you so much once again. I'm having a blast, by the way.
Yeah, we are
Love
too.
it. Yeah.
That's why we do it. Because
For at least an hour. And
Yeah.
then everything else, like 23 hours, just horrible.
the thing that you would don't realize is that if you weren't here right now and there were no microphones, no recording devices, nothing, same show.
It'd be the same thing.
Yeah, it would just
You
be
would just
us.
have like a normal night.
Yeah, hey, what'd you find on the internet? I found this thing.
You're like, oh yeah, lightning crash, 1807. Yeah, that was a good year.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
break out the Britannica.
Yeah, get rid of lightning, murder children. Like all of that would be happening right now. But I do know, since I've known you for a while, I know for a fact that you have quite a bit of experience in the music industry. You've played around a lot. You've written a lot of music. You've gone through several iterations of reinventing yourself and your sound. So I'm really excited about this because what we usually do now is the last segment of our show is a thing we call the 5 senses. And that's where science has taught us that some of the most impactful things that we remember, the most important memories we have, are tightly coupled with the senses that we also have. So what we want to do is go through some of our senses and find out what you remember either while rehearsing or recording or performing or on the road, anything related to the music that you've done. See what kind of pops up and what it's like to be a musician and specifically to be Chris Aaron. So let's start with the most prominent of all of the senses, the one we rely on every day, the sense of sight. Do you have something that you have seen that is either horrific or wonderful or particularly memorable in your adventures through music that you've witnessed visually?
Oh man, well, I mean, like, music, obviously, since I was a wee one, it's, been kind of like the glue for me, like emotionally, otherwise, like it was always something like everybody else too can probably have the same sort of answer to this. Like, so as far as, visually, I mean, I would say like, music related, like seeing my first concert, I guess. I don't know if that
Who did you see? Who was your first concert?
So my first ever rock concert was the Jay Giles Band.
Wait, let's take a step back because you've qualified this as your first rock concert.
Yes.
That means that there was like a hip hop concert before that or something. What was the first concert?
No, it was my first real concert that I can ever remember was Jay Giles Band.
It was. Okay.
At the Nissan Pavilion, used to be now Jiffy Lube Live.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I think I was like like a freshman in high school or something. And I was just like, man, this is unbelievable,
Yeah.
I mean, I had been a fan of music.
That place is pretty big deal for your
for your first
real
experience. Yeah.
And of course it was like, I went with my aunt and my uncle, and like it was one of their favorite bands growing up.
And for those
and
that
I
don't
was
know,
blown away.
Nissan Pavilion's like a big outdoor
big
pavilion.
venue,
And probably, what do you think it holds? Probably
100,000?
not 100,000 people.
Well, if
Have
you
you
consider,
ever-
if you consider the lawn,
it's like 20.
No, it's not even close to that.
10,000 inside, 90,000 in the lawn. No, it's not that
no,
many.
there are like 20,000 seats, like another 20,000 spaces,
100,000 people
lawn.
cramming to see Train at the Nissan the Jiffy Lube.
Probably like 200,000.
How many people do you think fit in the Verizon Center?
The Verizon
Like
Center.
150,000.
Probably like 300,000.
How many people fit in your car?
At least 9.
I am Hispanic, Keith. That is a dangerous question.
That's really funny.
No, it's probably what 20,000 maybe.
Yeah,
Really?
I think,
That's it?
No, I think it's like 20,000.
Maybe less than that.
I thought it was way
I think
more
it's
than
like
that.
around 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I mean,
You could have
just
sold me on like 70.
No, but 20, 30
that was
maybe.
pretty funny though, man. I was
100.
100,000
You're like
people.
4 million.
You're like an
That's
evil, like an evil genius.
That's like Central Park. Like,
Yeah.
100,000 people.
Yeah, like Central Park would be like 150,000 people. It's like
You know
all
how
of
they
Central
say
Park.
like at a certain age, children don't really understand time. It's
Right.
Like, how long
No,
is
no,
the
but
song?
actually,
Half
you know,
an hour.
I will
I have
say-
yet to understand quantity. Apparently,
Yeah, no.
Well, that actually goes into the question, the answer. I was so blown away. Like, just, and like it's Jay Giles' band. I mean, it's not, like, but I was just so captivated by like Peter Wolf. And I mean, just like, I was like, this is unbelievable. People do this for a living. Like, this sounded great.
This is the thing I want to
man.
do. Yeah.
It was so cool. So
it was probably super like overwhelmingly loud.
that was
Yeah,
loud,
awesome.
rock and roll.
Where were you seated?
I didn't know any songs besides like Centerfold, the 80s hit. I didn't know any songs. And I loved that was like a testament to like how good they were.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
Where were you seated?
Inside, I was like 78,958 person there. I think out of the
Out of the
100,000.
100,000. Yeah.
No, I was
so a little far back.
we were inside the shed area, like near the stage. I mean, so I got
That's
the full experience.
So you went on to become a musician because of that. The most important, arguably most important.
It started. I'd written lyrics. I'd always written stuff when I was like even like 8, 9, 10 years old.
Right.
Like by myself.
Oh, okay.
Lyrics.
Wow,
poems.
that's early.
And then but then like it was things like that just like, wow, this is like incredible.
Like this is where I could end up.
Live stuff. People do this,
in front of 100,000 people.
I was like, man, 98,000 people.
Yeah.
Like,
So that led you to obviously the sense of hearing then, which is
Yes.
something very important to music.
Oh yeah.
What's your most memorable thing that's happened that you've heard? Something horrible or something fantastic or just either out in the road or in the studio? What is it that would be the most important thing?
Well, I'll make this quick. I'll just do it back to music. I'll never forget hearing. I want to go back to like why I started doing music. U2, the Joshua Tree. I was like 7 years old, maybe.
Wow.
And just hearing this record on my mom's vinyl player, it literally changed everything for me. Like I was like, this is like it just I was so young.
It really struck you.
Yeah, it just like. It just changed. I don't know. I can't even explain it.
Were you like running around singing it, like in the living room?
I mean, just everything. And then it's just like I'm like, oh, there's music. Like, oh my god, there's more stuff than the Little Mermaid soundtrack. You know what I mean? Like, which I loved. I literally loved it.
Were your parents just like, shut up, stop
Yeah.
it? And you're like,
You know.
Straight
Well-
up, no names. You're like, oh, I wish you had no name.
Well, they were. Well, I mean, to
Why
their
did we
credit,
create
man,
you?
I'm very lucky.
Right.
My dad and my mom. I mean, just everything. Like growing up, and they were such music fans. So
Yeah. Like, if you keep doing this, it'll be a bloody Sunday. So
only once a month, though.
right.
Oh,
Come on, that was perfect segue.
Shark Week.
All right. So let's do one last quick one. How about the sense of smell? That's the most tightly coupled to memories. Do you have a sense of smell story?
Man, I mean.
Like one of our bands had rotting food in their
I'll
in their
take
touring
taste
band.
or touch if that's easier.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with smell. Actually, for me, the first guitar I ever owned, I remember opening the case. I remember buying the guitar, opening the case.
Yeah.
And Keith, you
new
own
car
guitars.
smell.
Yeah, it was just like, I was like, holy shit. Now I can, all this stuff I write,
Yeah.
I can actually write a song.
And it's beautiful
On this
smelling because
wooden thing.
It's just wood. Like if
Yeah.
you have an acoustic guitar,
It's such a cool thing.
yeah.
It for anybody out there that's listening, doesn't write songs or play guitar, they're like, what is he talking about? But it's
Right.
it's such an incredible feeling.
way better smell than new car smell. It's so much
it's
better.
close. New car smells are cool. you
Well,
know?
new car smells like plasticky, and this is like you just open up a forest, and you're like, oh,
You're
this
like,
is
I just
beautiful.
Oh,
killed.
it's literally
killed
more
100
pleasant. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never owned a new guitar.
You
Yeah.
open it, you're like, I just killed 100,000 trees.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Probably
Yeah,
probably
or
close
one.
too.
Oh my God, we've run out of time. We didn't get through all the senses, so we'll have to have you back
I know.
sometime in the near future.
Thanks, guys. Sorry
Thank you
about
for
that.
coming out. Next week, Saturday, July 8th, Yellow Tie Guy at Dock Bar in Solomons, Maryland. Burn the Ballroom at Jam and Java in Vienna, Virginia. Thursday, obviously, July 13th at Oz Restaurant and Bar in Clarendon, Virginia. You have the one and only Chris Aaron. Please like our posts, follow us, retweet us, and share the show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Jason did it this week. Thank you, Jason. We cannot do it without you. Next week, we have Repco, which I hope I have said correctly. We'll find out next week. Thanks to Kevin Evinger, McNally22, Justin Rogers, Segmental Records, Alchemical Records, and Engineer Adam for all of their contributions. Thanks to Victor, somewhat. He's sometimes a pain in the ass. But most of all, thanks to Chris Aaron for wasting a perfectly good hour with us. This has been another wasted hour. And if you just realized that, don't blame us. We warned you.
And for the record, Ozzy is not Australian.
Shot out into the world where all of our thoughts have now turned to yesterdays. Well, I swear on my grave that I won't ever forget all it came before. I hope and I dream that someday I'll see your face again. I refuse to walk away into a world that I can't change. Our lives will never be the same. After all of those nights in the hills, they'll last forever. New York to LA, and all of the spaces in between, they beg for questions now. Yeah, and where we're gonna be. Will we become the lovers we wish we would be? I hope and I dream that someday I'll see your face again. I refuse to walk away into a world that I can't change. So why can't you say that I'll see your face again? Well, I hope and I dream away until we meet again someday. I'm vying for the truth in all of the simple things that lies in you. But I'm never gonna be everything that you wanted. But I'll try my best to show you just how easily life can be taken for granted. Yeah. Dream that someday I'll see your face again. I refuse to walk away into a world that I can't change. So why can't you say that I'll see your face again? Well, I hope and I dream away until we meet again someday. So why can't you say that I'll see your face again? I refuse to walk away into a world that I can't change. Well, I hope and I dream that someday I'll see your face again. So why can't you say that I will see